just before we start the video, I have got to tell you about a motion comic for the Origin of Martian Manhunter that my buddy, the Russian Comic Book Geek, did, and I actually got to voice one of the characters. Yeah, I get to voice the professor who brings Martian Manhunter across from Mars. You can tell who I am because I'm pretty much the only voice actor in that whole video that does a terrible job. But seriously, you have got to go over there and check out this motion comic. I teared up. I actually got misty-eyed watching it. It is that good. And I know a lot of you guys are Martian Manhunter fans, just as I am. The Russian Comic Book Geek is. And so go watch this video and share it, send it around to your friends, because we need people to see this video to understand how important Martian Manhunter is, and specifically why Warner Brothers should include him in the DCU, because he needs to be shown some proper respect. So go over there, check that out. I'll link it again at the end. But now let's start the main video. Here we all are in this glorious year of 2015, a year that is shaping up to be one of the best in cinemas ever. That is assuming that we don't get a single bad movie in all of this year. But I think it is more than safe to assume that that is not gonna happen. Damn it, Taken 3! We're not even 2 weeks into the year and you've already ruined it! Shame on you! Anyway, there is going to be some amazing movies coming out this year. I mean, do you realize that we're going to be getting new Star Wars, Jurassic Park, and Terminator movies all in the same year? It's like the 90s all over again. But I digress. So why not kick off this new year by pointing out the top 5 mistakes that I made in my videos for the previous year, 2014, in what, you know, hopefully can be a yearly tradition, because what can the internet do better but point out flaws in things? Also, some of these things are from videos that I uploaded back in 2013, but since I didn't make one of these back then, I just put them in here. Plus, I'm not including spelling mistakes because while I know they are numerous and bad in my videos, I honestly couldn't tell you what they are, since you can never proofread your own writing. So, let's begin. Number 5. Saying that Wonder Woman has no stock in protecting Earth because she's not from Earth. Yep, that was a pretty big mistake, but I'm putting it as number 5, not anything higher, because it was actually Shipper War who said it, not me.
Flash, Green Lantern, Cyborg, Supergirl, and even Martian Manhunter. All of them are either from Earth or Earth is their adopted home. Wonder Woman is the only one that defends a world that she has absolutely no stock in. In fact, many Amazonians actively oppose her stance on aiding Earth because they consider it to be the world of men.
So you can blame her, it's all her fault. That's right, Shipper War, I am throwing you under the bus. But I'm also putting it down at number 5 because it was really just sort of worded wrong. Because yes, she lives on Themyscira and Themyscira is on Earth, so she lives on Earth. But I think the point we were trying to make was they're isolationists there. Even though they live on Earth, they don't really consider themselves to be part of Earth. They view themselves as something separate, so that's why it's so remarkable that Wonder Woman goes above and beyond the call of duty and chooses to protect all of Earth as part of her responsibilities. So probably should have just worded that one a bit better. Number 4. The only thing that annoys me more than this is the most common complaint from Superman haters that just keeps coming up again and again and again and again. And it is so annoying because it's not even true. People saying, the fight scenes are boring because Superman's invincible, so what's the point of even having them fight? Of course you know Superman's not gonna die. Just like you know that every other main character in every movie ever made is not gonna die. When James Bond is on the crazy death contraption, do you actually think he's not going to make it out of there? No, you know he's going to escape. The excitement is in seeing how he overcomes those odds that are stacked up against him. And it's the same here with Superman. Problem was that as I said that, I showed a picture of a whole bunch of characters, and right smack there in the middle is Leonidas, Braveheart, and Gladiator, all main characters that do die in their movies. Well, who's the idiot? Me. In truth, I actually did notice that when I put the picture in, but I just didn't think anyone would notice, so I'm a double idiot for thinking that. Number 3. In my Batman vs Superman What It Should Be, I outlined Batman's plan for how he would take down Superman. So in this version, for his secret weapon, I'm taking the inspiration from the Tower of Babel story. In that story, in case you don't know, his plan to take down Superman in that was to hit him with a special compound that basically turns Superman's skin transparent so that he cannot absorb sunlight. So Batman's plan here is a combination of this compound, the sun being blocked out by the ash cloud from the volcano, and a bunch of red solar lamps that he set up all around the town where they'll be fighting. But as a number of you guys pointed out in the comments, if the compound prevents him from absorbing sun energy, that would also prevent him from absorbing the red solar energy from the lamps as well, making that part of Batman's plan kind of useless. And yes, you are right. That's a straight up mistake. So if I was going to rewrite that now, I would probably make it the Tower of Babel compound. It drains the sun energy that is already stored in his cells, while the red solar lamps replace it, making him more mortal, and the ash cloud stops him from absorbing any more sunlight. Also, I would add a scene in at the end where after Batman and Superman are friends, Superman says he's having difficulty calibrating the Dream Machine to use for Bizarro on Mars, so Batman uses his tech gadget brain to get it working, thus showing that they're much stronger when they work together rather than fighting each other, because they can get stuff done that neither of them could do separately. Number 2. Ugh, this one is really embarrassing. Also in my Man of Steel Final Verdict video, I had a save tally where I was comparing the Man of Steel Superman to the Christopher Reeve Superman in counting all the people that each Superman saves in a personal way. The mistake was, I did in fact miss a few saves of Christopher Reeves. And people in the comments kept saying that I missed the bus on the bridge and I missed Jimmy on the dam, but I was positive that those were in the second and the third movies. So eventually I went back and I did check the movie and yep, they were right. I did miss them. But now I get how it was that I missed them, because I was fast forwarding through it just looking for the saves, and those scenes go by so quick that it just skipped over and I didn't even see them. And also because they really make absolutely no sense. Like, geographically they're all over the map. It makes no sense that those scenes are in the order that they are. Because you remember that Lex says,
"Where's the rocket now?"
It's going like a bat over the Grand Canyon. So's the other one.
The other one? There's 2 of them? Yes, Superman, double jeopardy. Even you with your great speed couldn't stop both of them.
But then Superman, he's at the Hoover Dam saving Jimmy Olsen, then he's deep underground in the desert lifting tectonic plates, and then suddenly he's at the Golden Gate Bridge. Not only did he somehow hear the kids screaming in the bus on the other side of the country while he was underground, he also managed to get there in time. I mean, if he's fast enough to do all of that, then getting 2 nukes flying in different directions should not really be a problem. Plus, later he flies around the world so fast that he can reverse time, but yeah, apparently that's still not fast enough to catch the 2 nukes. But anyway, yep, I did leave out some Christopher Reeve saves, so here is the amended count now, and guess what? Henry Cavill still wins. Number 1. The biggest mistake of last year, without question, was in my Phantom Menace video where I swapped out the blasters for regular guns with bullets. Yes, I said bullets, not laser blasts. Why? Because this story is taking place 30 years prior to the events of the original trilogy, so the technology is going to be 30 years less advanced. Wow, I had no idea that there were so many people just religiously devoted to the blaster. I mean, the lightsaber, sure, I get that, because that's, you know, that defines Star Wars, but the blaster? Why would anyone care if we mess with the lore of the blaster? It's just a laser gun. Who the hell cares about a blaster? Well, apparently, a lot of people. The blaster was not invented until Star Wars Episode 1.
No. No. It's not true. That's impossible!
Search for Star Wars fanfiction and you know it to be true. If you have a look through the comments, between part 1 and part 2 of that video, I reckon there's got to be over 200 comments saying that. So, that was intense, but I feel good now. You know, I feel cleansed, purged, if you will. I am Bandit, this is Bandit Incorporated, and until next time, I will see you guys in the comments.
Then I declare this meeting adjourned.
Heading for the teleport tubes, John?
No, Diana. I have business elsewhere. Batman, since you are on monitor duty, you should know that I'll be out of touch for a little while.
Anything I can help you with, John?
No, I'm just going back to Mars.
John, I don't mean to intrude, but I couldn't help overhearing you're telling Batman you were going back to Mars. Haven't you been back before?
Only in dreams. Or what seemed to be dreams.
Would you like me to come with you?
Thank you, Kal-El, but I think not. This is something of a pilgrimage for me. A journey through my past.
I understand. It always struck me, John. We're alike in so many ways. Aliens from another planet, the last of our respective races, with powers that set us apart from the humans we live with.
True enough, but you were raised on Earth and primarily think of yourself as human. I came to Earth as an adult, and am Martian by culture as well as birth. I am, and always will be, an alien. What did the writer Heinlein called a stranger in a strange land? One other thing separates us. You did not witness the death of your people firsthand. I did.